Section 53 addresses the admissibility of statements that are part of a larger conversation, document, or series of communications. It recognizes that statements often do not exist in isolation, but rather derive meaning from their context. When a statement forms part of a conversation, document, book, or series of letters or papers, the court cannot simply consider that single statement in isolation. To ensure fairness and accuracy, the law mandates that when proving such a statement, the party presenting the evidence must provide the court with the entire context. This means presenting the surrounding statements, sentences, paragraphs, or even the complete document or conversation. By considering the statement within its broader context, the court can better grasp its true meaning and relevance to the case. Section 54 delves into the doctrine of res judicata, a fundamental legal principle that prevents the relitigation of issues that have already been decided by a competent court. This section specifically addresses when previous judgments are relevant to bar a second suit or trial. It ensures finality in legal disputes and promotes judicial efficiency. If a court has issued a judgment on a particular matter and the same parties are involved in a subsequent lawsuit involving the same issue, the previous judgment can preclude the court from revisiting the already decided issue. The previous judgment acts as a bar, preventing the parties from repeatedly litigating the same claim or issue. However, Section 54 does include exceptions to this rule. For instance, if there is new evidence or a change in circumstances, the court may consider the matter again. Section 4, Sections 55 to 56, navigating the relevance of judgments, orders and decrees. Sections 55 and 56 delve into the evidentiary value and relevance of judgments, orders and decrees issued by courts. These sections recognize that judgments and similar pronouncements from courts can hold significant weight in subsequent legal proceedings. Section 55 focuses on judgments given in specific jurisdictions such as probate, admiralty or matrimonial courts. It highlights that judgments in these specialized courts are relevant and admissible as evidence in subsequent proceedings, even if they involve different parties. For example, a probate court's decision regarding the validity of a will can be relevant in a subsequent dispute over the distribution of the deceased's assets. Section 56 expands on Section 55 by addressing the relevance and effect of judgments, orders or decrees not covered in the previous section. Section 5, Section 57, expanding the scope of relevant judgments. Section 57 broadens the scope of relevant judgments beyond those specifically mentioned in Sections 54 to 56. It acknowledges that judgments not falling under the purview of the previous sections can still hold evidentiary value in certain circumstances. This section recognizes that the legal principles underlying a judgment, even if not binding as res judicata, can provide persuasive authority for courts facing similar issues. For instance, a judgment from a foreign court or a judgment on a different but related legal issue may not be binding on a court, but it can still be considered as persuasive evidence. The weight accorded to such judgments depends on factors like the similarity of the legal systems, the quality of reasoning in the judgment, and the relevance of the issues decided. Section 6, Section 58, challenging the integrity of judgments. Section 58 addresses situations where the integrity of a judgment is called into question. It provides a mechanism for parties to challenge judgments obtained through fraudulent means, collusion, or by courts lacking jurisdiction. This section recognizes that while judgments are generally considered final, there must be safeguards against judgments obtained unfairly or through improper means. If a party can demonstrate that a judgment was obtained through fraud, collusion, or by a court lacking the authority to render the judgment, the court may set aside or refuse to enforce the judgment. This ensures that judgments are a reflection of justice and are not allowed to stand if they are the product of deceit or a flawed legal process.